Welcome back to K Sports Sunday. I'm your host, Alex Barth. Before we get into this segment, I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching in Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. What's up, guys? I miss you. I know it's only been 2 weeks. Feels like a lot longer than that. All right, so earlier this week, Friday to be specific, the NFL announced that the CBA, the bargaining agreement between the owners and the players, was null and void and no longer existed, therefore putting the NFL into a lockout. I'm pissed off. Yeah. It's the millionaires versus the billionaires. I mean, come on. These guys have enough money. And I'm upset. It's both sides' fault. Half the country is saying it's the owner's fault, half the country is saying it's the player's fault. The owners should have never let it get this far. But they did. And then they offered the players everything the players were asking for. And the players said no. I mean, come on. When it's the millionaires versus the billionaires, you know who loses? It's not the millionaires and it's not the billionaires. It's the everyday person. And I don't just mean us, the viewers of NFL football. It's more than that. I work at Gillette Stadium. Some of the people I work with, they're food vendors. That's like most of their income for the year is the NFL season. You take that away, you're technically taking people's jobs away. That's not right. This is something that should have been solved a lot earlier. It should not have gotten this far. And something I'm really afraid of is that if you remember when the NHL went on strike a couple years ago, it came back with different rules. Nobody wants to see the game of football changed. It really would just be a shame. I think that the players and the owners both just need to suck it up, realize they were both wrong, and do what's better for the greater good, and that's play some football next year. Sports is so important in America because it distracts us from all the hardships and everything else, and to not have an NFL season would just, I might cry. Guys, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get it done. The owners and players are so far apart. The owners keep wanting more. I just don't see it happening.
I think it's both sides' fault. They got too much money to be treating the fans like this.
Both sides' fault. I mean, as Alex said, it hurts us more than it will to them, and they're both being stupid. They should just sign this, but I don't see it happening.
Stupid. Play the game to win.
Thank you.
Or lose.
Thank you.
Just play the game.
And another thing that can happen now, because it's a collective bargaining agreement, means the NFL players have to stay in the NFL. They can now leave and go to the UFL. And then you have star players leaving or getting hurt, and if you don't want to see that happen.
Bad for the NFL.
The only people I see benefit by this is the UFL, and who cares? They have 4 teams. Their season's 8 games. Less people watch their championship than Thanksgiving Day football. No. On a lighter note, April 1st, Red Sox season starts, and as part of a fun little competition here at YBA, me, Sam, Jason, Dylan, and Rylan, we all wrote up what we think our starting lineups will be for the Red Sox. Still a little bit of speculation going on there. And we have this on tape, so whoever gets the closest, they get not money, not fame, but the most important of all, bragging rights. All right, so let's start with Jason. What's your starting lineup?
All right, first off, I have Ellsbury. Ellsbury was very consistent starting last year and 2 years ago. He's good at getting on base. When he is on base, boom, he's gone. He's very good at stealing bases. Second, I have Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia is really good at keeping things going once Ellsbury gets it started. I have Carl Crawford. He's a very good hitter, and I think he will hit at least 30 home runs for the Sox. I have Agon as the cleanup, another power hitter. He's really going to be helping the Sox, especially on offense. Fifth, I'm putting Scudero. He's good in the batter's box, and I can see him getting a few RBIs. Next, I'm putting in Youkilis. He was injured last year, which is why I have him a bit low on the lower end of the lineup, but regardless, I think he's still going to help the Sox. Next up, I have David Ortiz. He's getting older, and I'm not sure if he's going to hit as well as he did last year, but we'll see how it turns out. Next up, I have Kalish. He did very well last year, but being his second year, I think he's going to start off in the 8th spot, although he could move up. Last, I have their catcher, Salty, and we'll see how he does this year. I don't know if he's going to do that well, but we'll see.
Well, I have Jacoby Ellsbury leading off. You have to have speed to start off your lineup. After that, I have Pedroia, I have Youkilis, then I have Drew, then Gonzalez, then I have David Ortiz, and then after that I have Carl Crawford. You have to have a secret weapon in the lower part of your lineup, and then after that I have Stadlamakia, and then Marco Scudero. And for your starting day pitcher, I have Josh Beckett.
All right, my first one will be Jacoby Ellsbury. I think he should be a leadoff instead of Kyle Crawford because he definitely, I think, has more speed than Crawford, and Crawford's more of a power hitter, so it's better for him to come late in line. Second, I have Pedroia. Third, I have Crawford, once again, more of a power hitter than Ellsbury. Fourth, I have Gonzalez. I think it will be a great cleanup. Fifth, I have Uke. Injured last year, but I think we'll have a good season this year. Sixth, I have Ortiz, out of his prime a little bit. Seventh, I have Drew. Eighth, I have Jed Lowry. And ninth, I have Eric Shaltamalakia. And my starting day pitcher will be John Lester.
I have Crawford in the front spot. He has speed and power, two things that you need in a start in the first leadoff. Then I have second Pedroia, and third I have Gonzalez. Fourth I have Uke, and fifth I have Ortiz dropping, staying around there. He's still a good hitter. He might get off to one of his rough patches, you could say, in the April-May months. Then he kicks it up. Then I have Scudero in the sixth. Seventh, I have Drew. Eighth, I have Veritek. And ninth, I have Ellsbury. I think you need a little bit to start off, at the end of your lineup to bring it back up to your front, to bring it back up to your leadoff guys, and the second and third and fourth hitter.
Some interesting stuff from all you guys there. Jason, you had Ryan Kalish starting. Sam, you had a lot of stuff going on there. You had J.D. Drew hitting cleanup. It's a bold pick. I respect that, though. Dylan, you were the only one of us, I believe, who did not pick Josh Beckett as a starter. And Ryland, good job, too. I have Carl Crawford in the leadoff. Dustin Pedroia hitting second. Kevin Youkilis third. Albert Gonzalez, Gonzo hitting fourth. Big Poppy in the 5 spot. J.D. Drew hitting sixth, but I think Ryan Kalish will take that spot after probably at the most a month. J.D. Drew, injury history, of course. Jared Saltamaki 7. My bold prediction for the year, he hits 280 with 20-plus home runs. It's my bold prediction for the Red Sox season. Ellsbury in the 8th spot. Scudero hitting 9th, but I don't think he finishes the year as their shortstop. My starting pitcher, Josh Beckett, against Texas, April 1st in Arlington. Red Sox season, 2 weeks away, so close. And that's Eric Clemens is giving me the sign. That's going to do it for today's show. For everybody here at YBA, Eric, Jimmy, Derek in the control room, Ed, who's right over here behind the camera, Jason, Sam, Dylan, Rylan, Victoria, and of course myself. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Have a good night. See you next week.